Hello guys, Charles here and welcome back to my channel. So this video is a part 2 to the chord rotations video which I did quite a while ago. That video, I can't remember the exact name of it, I think it was called Learn Every Chord or something along those lines. That wasn't clickbait, you really can use that method to learn every voicing available to you on the guitar. This video, I'm going to try and keep it as a standalone video, so do stick around now and watch the rest of this video, but you might find at the end that it's probably more beneficial to go back and work through the chord rotations video first, which will take you probably a few weeks and a few months to get confident with, and then start applying the exercise in this video, because this is kind of what to do next. So the chord rotation principle, it's kind of closely related to inversions and the drop system. I never really got along with the drop system, but I explained in the previous video how it differs from those. But long story short, we take a voicing on any given string set, so today we're going to do all the examples just using an A major 7 chord, and we move it through its rotations, and the difference between a rotation and an inversion is that every note moves to the next option. And I said in the previous video that you want to then do that on every string set. So this voicing here where I've got the two lowest notes with a spare string between them, and then a cluster of 3 notes. If I move that upper string set and stick to A major 7, get these chords. Now if I was to try and move that up again, I couldn't do so. Because I've got this cluster of 3 notes at the top, I would need an extra string. Now at this point I should remind you that I do actually have an extra string because I've got a low B string on this 7-string guitar, but in these videos I always pretend I'm playing a 6-string, so just ignore the string nearest my face, and you can see this group of 3 notes at the top here. We couldn't move it down any further, so we've reached the limit of the string sets for that particular chord voicing. So that voicing can only appear on 2 string sets. And what we want to be confident at, as well as moving horizontally across the neck, which you do see players doing, we do see players moving in this method. We do play horizontally, but you'll also see players moving vertically where they're swapping between the string sets. So in this instance, like I say, this particular voicing, hello cat, in this particular voicing, we can only move between 2 string sets. So here's how this exercise goes. What we're going to do is we're going to start on our first voicing here. We're going to move up a string set and go to our next possible voicing. So we're starting on this chord here, and instead of staying on the same string set, we're moving up a string set and up a rotation, which gives us this. Now when we reach the limit of our string set, so I can't go up another string set anymore with this particular voicing, I'm going to move up a rotation, staying on this string set. There I am, and now I'm going to go down a rotation and down a string set. I've reached the limit of my string sets, so I'm going to go up a rotation on this string, and now up a rotation and up a string set. Reach the limit of my string set, so up a rotation and down a rotation and down a string set. I've reached the limit of my string sets, I can't go down any further, so I go up a rotation and I'm back where I started. So without all the talking, that looks like this. So what this is teaching us to do is not only stay on one string set and move horizontally, but we're also now working through the vertical plane. Now I started with that particular voicing because it's only got 2 string sets available to us, so it just keeps that exercise simple. But now let's move on to a voicing that can appear on 3 string sets, which is this one here. So this 4-note voicing here is 4 next door strings. So we've got 3 string sets that are 4 next door strings. We've got strings 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got strings 2, 3, 4, 5, and we've got strings 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 3 possible string sets available to us here. So this voicing here is go through exactly the same exercise as we just went through with the previous voicing. So the method is to simply go up a string set and up a rotation until we can't go any further, and then we move one rotation on that final string set before reversing direction. When we get to the lowest possible string set, we move up one rotation and ascend again. So that looks like this. What we're doing here is we're giving ourselves options. Now, the reason options are so important, I mean, there's many reasons obviously, but the two ones that come to mind is if you know where you're going to be going next in one chord's time, whatever that might be, and you've got a very specific voicing in mind, using this approach, you know, you might need to get to the bottom of the guitar because you might need a nice open string voicing. Well, then in that instance, this is a better movement for you than this. Because here, I'm pulling myself away from where my ultimate destination is down there. This one's getting me closer to it. So you can play the same voicing, but it can get you down in the direction you're heading. Another reason this is so important is because you need to be aware of the top and bottom note of each chord, especially the top note if you're wanting to do chord melody playing. Chord melody playing requires us to know the exact voicing that has the current melody note at the top of it, so that when we're playing through a tune, we've always got an option for a chord available to us, so that we don't have to kind of do some weird, awkward stretches. So by going through this routine, you're finding every single note of that particular voicing on the top of the chord. So for example, this voicing here has got the C sharp on the top. This one's got the E on the top. This one's got the G sharp on the top. This one's got the A on the top. This one's another voicing with the G sharp on the top. Got a different character to them as well. This is brighter down here on the higher strings than this. Nice and warm. This one's got another option with the E on the top. Again, a warmer voicing than the one we had down here. Warmer doesn't mean better, of course. You might want the brighter voicing. And so on and so forth. So it keeps us aware of what's going on at the top and bottom of each chord voicing, and at the same time it's avoiding us just moving horizontally. We've now earned a new plane of motion by moving through the string sets. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, you will have had to have practiced all of these voicings staying on a single string set first. That is easier to do, and it's also easier to visualize those. Once you've run out of string sets, you then want to start trying to move those voicings together. And this is how you get to that point when you see great rhythm players and compers like Mike Marino. My brother and I were obsessed with Marino's comping. He's just a beast. He's just all over the place all the time. He doesn't just, you know, if you open a tune and it's an A major 7 chord, as we've done today, every time that guy gets to that part of that tune, he'll be playing a different voicing because he's voice leading and he's playing melodies, most importantly. So he's all over the neck, and this is how you start to gain that confidence. It should be said though, it's one thing doing this in the practice room, but actually doing this in a set is really tough. There's certain chords which I can do really well, and I start thinking, oh, I'm getting there, watch out Marino, and then I get to another chord and I'm just a total noob and I've only got a couple of voicings that I'm confident with. So I'm still working on those. This is a part of my practice routine daily to get those through their rotations, working on my chord scales and this new exercise of moving through the different string sets and piecing them together. And I've got every confidence that that is the secret to getting this skill together. So hope you found those ones useful. Please use these loads and loads and loads. Revisit that previous video because I go into a lot more depth than I did today. This video really, like I say, hopefully that was standalone enough, but really it was for guys who have already tackled that previous video. Let me know down in the comments what topics you would like to see covered on this channel. You've basically got a free music teacher here, so any queries with your own playing, please let me know down there and I'll be sure to tackle those in a future video. If you did find this video useful, please do click that like button, subscribe, ding that notification bell, and share with any of your friends who might also benefit from these exercises. And as always, I hope you're all doing very well, getting plenty of practice, and I very much look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers!
Roll up, let me embed a story you'll never forget. A drip, drip, you're drowning in debt now. You can't buy your way out. And